Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday edition of That's Another Story. My name is Denver. I'm the pastor of Michiana Community Church, and thank you for tuning in. There's a story of a grandma who was babysitting her grandson, Davy. And grandma had a basket full of laundry that she was putting away in her house, and Davy was following her around everywhere she went. And they get into grandma's closet, and she's stacking clothes on the shelves there and hanging them up on the rod. And Davy looked at Grandma and said, "Grandma, what room is this?" "Oh, Davy, this is my closet." "Closet? Oh, I don't have any closets in my house, Grandma." "Sure you do, Davy. I've been to your house. I've seen your closets." "Oh no, Grandma, I don't have any closets." Grandma thinking, well, what can I do to convince him that he has a closet? And she thought, I'll ask him a question. "Davy, when you want to get clean clothes for the day, where do you go?" "Oh, I go to the dryer, Grandma." Closets are a pretty important room in our house, but sometimes, like Davy, we don't have them. Not necessarily the place where we hang our clothes, but maybe the closet that the Lord Jesus Christ talked about in Matthew chapter 6. He says this, "And when you pray, you shall not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, but that they may be seen of men. Well, I say unto you, they have their reward. But you, when you pray, enter into your closet, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father which is in secret. And your Father which sees in secret shall reward you openly." The word closet here in Matthew chapter 6 is probably better translated into room. Many versions of the Bible, including the one I use, the English Standard Version or the ESV, translates it, "When you go into your room, shut the door." And I think that kind of gives the idea of what Jesus is saying. The idea of a prayer closet isn't that you go into some room where your clothes are hanging and you find a spot on the floor and you shut the door and kind of let the clothes just hang over you. And I think what he's saying is go alone. Shut yourself up into a room by yourself, just you and the Lord. Have intimate, quiet time with God. I do a lot of praying in large groups. Anytime I go to a restaurant and I'm with a family in the church, they, without thinking, expect the pastor to pray for the meal. When I'm in a meeting, most people would just naturally say, "Pastor, would you open us in prayer?" or "Pastor, would you close us in prayer?" And of course, on Sunday morning, I do a lot of the praying from the stage and pulpit. And that's okay. I think that's part of the role that God has placed me in. But those prayers aren't life-giving to me. No, it's when I'm alone with the Lord, when I go into my prayer closet and I shut the door. Those are the prayers that deepen my faith. Oftentimes, I'm alone on Mondays. And Mondays I'll come in and I'll sit at my desk and right here, just alone with the Lord, I pray. Sometimes I even go out into the sanctuary and I find a spot at the altar where I kneel on my knees and I bow my head there and I pray to the Lord. And I'm deepening the relationship I have with Him. It's those times that prayer makes the most difference in my life. So how's your prayer life? Are you finding time during this quarantine to steal away with the Lord? And I know many of us, we have our house full of kids, they're not in school and they're under our feet all the time. And I get that. But are you finding quiet times throughout your day or evening or even night where it's just you and the Lord? And you've kind of hold yourself up into your closet and you're praying and you're creating this intimate time between you and your Creator. Someone once said, if your success in this world was totally dependent upon your time alone with God, how would your life turn out? That's a very humbling question. If our success, and thankfully it's not this way, but if it were, if our success was tied to our prayer time, would we be successful? Fox News ran a story on March 26, 2019 about an Alabama grandmother whose prayer closet was the only room left standing on the foundation after 2 tornadoes came through her neighborhood. It happened in Beauregard, Alabama, where 23 people lost their lives in one night. The praying grandmother, known affectionately in the neighborhood as Mama Reese, sang and praised her way through the storm. We just prayed together and held each other, her daughter said. Chaplain Jason Smith wrote, I just left a family who survived the tornado in this house, and the only thing left standing is this closet. He continued, it's Grandma Reese's prayer closet, and the whole family survived because of this. The picture of that closet standing on that foundation went viral within a day. It made national headlines and it circulated the internet and Facebook for several days after the event. People amazed at the miracle that this closet remained standing. The real miracle is how God moved on behalf of Mama Reese's prayers and saved her family and showed her that it was her closet, her time with Him, that had made all the difference. Last week we talked about how God sometimes doesn't answer our prayers today because He sees the prayers we're going to pray tomorrow, and those are the prayers that He needs to answer for us. This week I want to ask and encourage you, are you praying? Are you praying? Are you going alone with the Lord and spending time, intimate time with the Lord, so that it can change your life? Well, I hope that's true. And for another week, that's another story. Church, I'm praying for you. I'm doing everything we can during these times to continue to feed your soul and to encourage you to walk with the Lord. I pray that you're reaching out and you're helping others during this very difficult time. And if there's ever anything that we can do for you here, please feel free to call. Please feel free to ask. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.